Hello. It's so nice to be here tonight, especially with such a lovely crowd, especially on a cold night, as we were just talking about. Even though some of us walked from as close as the parking lot, it's treacherous outside, and so it's nice to be here all together. In my house, this is a soup night. You know, it's the kind of weather, and there's soup awaiting me at home, although I did not make it. I thought I'd start with a poem. Somewhere in the middle of the ocean, unseen, unheard, a white-capped wave breaks into 1,000 seagulls soaring towards the sun to become a ray of warmth sent back to earth. Somewhere inside your heart, unseen, unheard, a golden prayer breaks into 1,000 sparks soaring toward the soul to become a radiance of blessing sent back to the earth. You are the catalyst of holiness, the alchemy of the divine, the wisdom that flows from God's river of light, the hand that shares healing, the heart radiate love, the seagull soaring towards the sun, the spark soaring toward the soul, the one seeking the one, seeking the one, seeking the one. We begin our service by lighting candles. On page 121, as these candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. We continue with Kiddush on page 122. Up we rise. Vayer vayivoker yom hashishi, vayichulu hashamayim v'haaretz, v'chol tzivam, vayichol Elohim bayom hashvi'i melachto asher asa, vayishbot bayom hashvi'i mikol melachto asher asa, vayivarech Elohim et yom hashvi'i, vayakadesh oto, ki bo shavad mikol melachto asher bara Elohim la'asot. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kadsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim, kivanu v'charta, v'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, b'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch Chata Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Chaim. We are going to continue our service with Lecha Dodi on page 138. See, there you go. It's a little bit too early for the call to worship, but we'll get there. Lecha lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nikabela. Lecha lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nikabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad. Hishmianu el amiyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad. L'shem u'tiferet v'liti la 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 lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nikabela. Likrat Shabbat lechuven elcha ki hi mekor habaracha mirosh mikedem nisucha sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila la 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 lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nikabela. Number 5, hitoreri ki va'ore kumi ori shir daberi kivod Adonai layich nigla. Lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nikabela. We rise. Boi v'shalom ateret bala. Gam v'simcha u'v'tzola toch emunei. Am segula, boi kala, la 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 la. Lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nikabela. And on the following page, Mizmor Shir. Mizmor Shir liyom HaShabbat tov lehodot la'Adonai ulzamer lishimcha elyon ulizamer lishimcha elyon lehagid baboker chastecha ve'emunatcha balelot alei asur ve'alei navel alei higayon bechinor. Mizmor shir b'yom HaShabbat tov lehodot la'Adonai mer lishimcha elyon ulizamer lishimcha elyon. We continue with Chatzi Kaddish on page 144. Yitgada shemei Rabbah B'alma divrach yiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh B'chayechon uvyomechon uvchayetecho Beit Yisrael Ba'agala uvizman kariv v'maru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach Le'olam lo me'omaya, Yitbarach, Yitbarach, V'Shabbat, V'Yitpar, V'Yitramam, V'Yitnaseh, V'Yitadar, V'Yitaleh, V'Yitalel, Shmei Dekudesha, B'Yechu, Le'elam min kol berchata v'shirata, Tushbechata v'nechemata, Damiram v'alma, v'yimaru. Amen. We rise for Baruch Hu on page 146. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya 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 la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. You can be seated. We're going to read together Ma'ariv Aravim on page 148. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro Ma'ariv Aravim b'chokhmah poteach sha'arim uvitvuna mishaneh itim umachalif et hazmanim umesader et hakochavim b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono. Borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Uma'avir yom umevi layla, umavdil ben yom uben layla, Adonai tzvaot shemo. El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. Page 150. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amcha havta Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta, al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shachfeinu, kumenu nasiach bechukecha, v'nismach b'divrei toratecha, uv'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed, ki hem chayenu, V'orech yameinu, uvahem negei yomam v'layla, negei yomam v'layla, ba'ahavatecha, al tasir mimenu li'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. We rise for Shema on page 152. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בהם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, הייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אדוני אלוהיכם. אמן. We sing praises, b'chol lashon, in every tongue, in every voice, in joy and sadness, with enthusiasm and with love. We seek truth, b'chol lashon, in every language, with every breath, in study and prayer, with faith and with purpose. We pursue justice, b'chol lashon, in every tongue, in every land, in word and deed, with strength and with courage. We study Torah, b'chol lashon, in every tongue, in every generation, in wonder and awe, with zest and with zeal. We are one people, present at Sinai, where God spoke, b'chol lashon, in every tongue, to every soul, to every heart, to the whole house of Israel. We continue with Mi Chamocha on page 158. Everybody have their hands ready? Gotta have the hands ready. This is the only exercise I'm getting today, so. Ya la la ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha neder b'kodesh, nora tehilot tosefela, nora tehilot tosefela. Uchutecha ra'u vanecha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe v'Miriam, ze Elianu ve'amru, ze Elianu ve'amru, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. V'namar chifat Adonai et Yaakov, ya la ya la 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 la, ya la la ya la 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 la, ya la 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 ya la 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 la. See, it's the only exercise I've gotten all day. My woo game is a little off. It's because in my head I'm already singing Hanukkah songs, and so they're like, you know, some people can't chew gum and walk at the same time. It's like there's two different things heading at my head, and at religious school. So I teach religious school, and There's a whole thing going on at religious school now about I had a little dreidel and other things that you make it out of. Like, the one I can remember right now is I had a little dreidel, I made it out of dirt, and when I went to spin it, it got all on my shirt. So, in my head, where I'm going is all sorts of little dreidel things, and not all of them are synagogue appropriate. We are going to continue with Vishamru on page 162. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, Lasot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam, Birit alam, Beini uven b'nei Yisrael oti leolam, Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz uvayom hashvi'i shavat shavat vayinafash shavat vayinafash. We continue on page 164 with the Amidah. I invite you to please rise. Adonai sifatai tiftachu fi tehillatcha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei HaKol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot, Umevi Gula Livnei V'neihem, L'ma'an Shemo B'Ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham v'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayei HaKol Atah Rav Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chaim B'Chesed, Mechayei HaKol B'Rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofeh Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot, Umido Melech, Melech Memit Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, B'ne'eman Atah L'chayot HaKol, Baruch Atah Adonai, HaKol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, doshim b'chol yom yihalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, El HaKadosh. You're welcome to pray silently for a few moments. Either the words on the page or the words of your own heart will come back together on page 180. Page 180.
Yehu liratzon imrefi vehegyon libi lefanecha Adonai tzuri Adonai tzuri Begali. We continue right now with the Seder Kriyat Torah, the service for the reading of the Torah, and we are in the middle of the stories. This Torah portion starts with, this is the whole Joseph cycle. This starts with Joseph and his father treating him more nicely than everyone else, and the pit, Egypt, all of that, Potiphar and his wife, and then in the middle of it, we're going to talk about this later, this episode with his older brother Judah and a very nice woman who he defrauds named Tamar, and then we circle back after that weird intermission. It's like someone was telling a story and then someone else came in and said, but wait, I have this other story. And then we go back to the end of the Joseph story. That's all in one Torah portion. It's kind of amazing. So we're going to get there in a minute. Right now, we're going to start on page 362. I invite you to rise. shlosha divarim. All right. I'm going to move these away so it doesn't make too much noise. If you want to get to the right place, we are on page 209. Nope, sorry, 229. Yep, 229. It's Parshat Vayeshev, and it starts right at the top of the page. And actually, yeah, David, if you could come up and give me a hand, that'd be great. Thank you. So many things up here. Let's see. Okay, while I'm rolling, you can test yourself by thinking about seeing if you can name all of the 12 sons. I'll give you. Should I start you off with the first one? Ruvain. Fantastic. Okay, then who? What? I can't hear. Right, that's right. Ruvain, then Shimon, then Levi. Look at you guys. Okay, wait, and okay. Ruvain, Shimon, Levi, and? Fantastic, okay. So that's going to be important for us to know a little bit later because, oh, you have them all. Fantastic. Okay, hold on. Oh, here we are. Okay. No, that's not it. Okay, here we are. Okay, so, we're on the very first verse. Baruch hu et Adonai hamvorach. Baruch Adonai hamvorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah. Vayeshev Yaakov be'eretz migurei aviv, and Jacob stayed in the place where his father traveled to, be'eretz Canaan, in the land of Canaan. Ela toldot Yaakov, and here are the generations of Jacob. Yosef ben Sheva Esrei Shana. Joseph was 17 years old. Hayam ro'eh et achiv betzon, and he was helping his brothers shepherd the sheep. Vahu Na'ar et b'nei Bilha, and he was the youngest of the children of Bilha. Ve'et b'nei Zilpah, and also of the sons of Zilpah, Nashe Aviv, the wives of his father. V'yavo Yosef et Davatam ro'eh el Avihem and Avihem Yisrael. And Joseph went and spoke ill of them to their father Yisrael. V'Yisrael ahav et Yosef mikol banav. And Jacob, or Israel, loved Joseph more than all of his brothers. Kiven zikenim, because he was the son of his old age. Zikenim hu lo. Va'asu lo ketonat pasim, and he made him a colorful coat. V'yiru echav, and his brothers hated him. Ki oto ahav avihem, and they hated him because they saw how much their father loved him. Mikol achiv, from all the other brothers. V'yisnu oto, and they hated him. V'lo yicholo davru l'shalom, and they could not speak to him peaceably. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. I wish I had learned the Mishaberach, not yet. We'll do the Mishaberach. I wish I'd learned the Mishaberach that Ruthie sings. I don't know it yet, so we'll fall back on the Debbie Friedman tune, which is still a pretty good tune. The Mishaberach list for this week, we're wishing healing of mind, body, and spirit to Aviva Eliza, Jody Ashenhurst, John Archer, David Burchett, Avraham Ben Bluma, Jeremy Caniglia, Amanda Clemens, George Dean, Stephen Engelman, Craig Freeman, Eslyn Garb, Marcy Gilber, Phyllis Goldblatt, Don Grandolfo, Nancy Hagen Goldstucker, Carl Colbin, Jeffrey Krause, Joseph Kreplick, Molly Levine, Sherry Lucor, Miriam Lyon, Gerald Marks, Deborah Miller, Eileen McNichols, Sharon Montesi-Garskoff, Irene Noperstock, Lois Pavilon, Ellen Sager, Casey Ciengo, Fred Skier, Christian Rouse Skinner, Tali Stein, Lavana Ora Bat Svetlana, Cameron Michael Taft, Eddie Tucker, Avram Ben Sivia, Edith Vasevsky, Sally Waitley, Yosef Raphael Ben Yehudit. Does anyone have any other names to add today? Okay. Are there any from out in the ether? Page 371. Mishaberach avotenu mikor habracha libotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach imotenu mikor habracha lav us those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Before we put the Torah away, a few words of Torah. So, a colleague of mine this week used the premise of restorative justice. She used the premise of restorative justice in the story of Tamar and Judah. The story of Tamar and Judah, very briefly, so we know that there were two people who tried to save Joseph from being killed. One was the oldest brother, Reuven, and next was the fourth oldest, Judah. And it was Judah's idea to sell Joseph into slavery to make a little bit of money off of it. And then we see that Judah spends some time in a bit of turmoil. And Judah gets married, and he has 3 children. And his oldest child, his oldest child is named Er, and Er marries a woman named Tamar. And Er is kind of selfish and doesn't want to have children, and so God doesn't look on that nicely and kills Er. And then his next brother, Onan, is meant to have children in his stead in a system called levirate marriage, where if your brother dies childless, you are obligated to marry the wife, and the children are actually, the children belong to the brother's line, so that the children get the inheritance, but you as their father wouldn't, right? They're considered in the line of the firstborn. So Onan marries Tamar, and he also is not interested in, he's interested in having children, but he's not interested in having children that don't account to him. So he also refuses to have children with her, and God does not look kindly upon that, and he is done away with. Now, Judah says, I have a 3rd son, and Tamar says, oh yeah, I know, right? He's too young at the moment, and Tamar says, when he's old enough, he'll marry me. So Tamar goes off, and she's in mourning for her husband's, and she does this for years back in her family's house, and she notices that the youngest son, Shelah, is old enough and has not been offered to her. And so she believes that Judah owes her a child. So she sits by the side of the road and dresses herself up as a harlot, but sort of a cult harlot, so that it's like, oh, I know who this is, right? This person belongs in my sphere. And Judah goes into her tent, and she's found about 3 months later to be showing, and Judah goes nuts, right? Judah says, are you kidding me? You're part of my family. You're betrothed to my kid. How did you get pregnant? Now, Tamar won't rat him out in public, doesn't want to embarrass him, but when he saw her on the side of the roadway, he didn't have enough money to pay her. So she said, that's okay. I'll just hold your staff and your cord. And when you can pay me, you'll give it back. So when he sees her in public and is about to excoriate her, she says, whoever this staff and this cord belong to, that's who the father is. And of course, Judah says something like, right? And so I'm going to stop there because my friend, my colleague, thinks that this is restorative justice, right? That this person, Judah, was to give her children through his sons, and he didn't. So in order to fulfill his end of the bargain, she got a way for for her to have children through that line. I don't really think it's restorative justice, right? I feel like it's more comeuppance, right? One of the things about Judaism and Judaism's view of justice, and this is a challenge throughout a lot of the stories in the Torah, right, is that they're not about justice, they're about comeuppance, or they're about, you did it to me, I'm gonna do it to you, right? And in general, Judaism's view of justice is that justice is only done in relationship, right? And so Tamar got her children, and Judah paid his debt, but nothing really was repaired, right? She tricked him. And we see trickery all the time, right? And again, Joseph's brothers play with him a little bit, and in the end, Joseph plays with his brothers a little bit, right? And they come back together, but they don't come back together through a mended relationship. They come back through circumstance, through need, through Joseph saying, you didn't take care of me, but I'll take care of you. And so I think sometimes that these stories aren't models and morals that we should follow. Instead, they're warnings, right? That this isn't restorative justice at all. And if we want to think about what the Torah asks of us, what the Torah really asks of us is not only if I knock down your fence that I build you a new fence, not only if my ox gores your ox that I buy you a new ox, but that we repair that relationship so that we're good neighbors, right? And so one would hope that in this particular instance, we don't follow our forebears who sort of restored property and then gritted their teeth and wanted to be in different camps and wanted to be far away from each other. Now, here's a trivia question. This is just for Beth Ann, because, All right, so the question is, there's Reuben, he's the oldest one, and then really the person who ends up being in charge is Judah, right? We're not called Reubenism, right? Called Judaism. So, and what the Midrash says is that the reason is that between Reuben and Judah, that Judah was more humble, and that Judah, when he had the opportunity, to hurt someone, to hurt Tamar, he didn't call her out. He understood his own fault in the whole thing. The question is, we go from Reuben to Judah, there's Shimon and Levi in the middle. Why do we skip over them? Why aren't they given the opportunity for power? Wait, hold on, I have to come close. put the Torah away. I'm just going to ask everyone to rise because we'll do it all in one shot. Yeah, okay. There's that. We'll turn to the correct page. Page 374. We are going to stay standing for Aleinu on page 586. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol la'tei gedula lo asanu k'goyev ha'ratzon v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama shelo sam chelkeinu kahem v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam v'anachnu korim משתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד Ushema, Ushema, Ushema echad. You can be seated. Today we remember the yortzites of the following people: Rachel Lena Adler, Sal Bendheim, Anna Bloom, Charles M. Cohen, Deanna Pat Dick, Linda Duke, Esther Ehrlich, Leonard Eisenberg, Sylvia J. Eisenstein, Belle H. Fells, Bertha Espen Feuerlicht, Lana Davis Fields, Sadie Fishman, Otto Frank, Morris Friedland, Max Herbert Friedland, Bernard T. Hecht, Charles Hernrich, Larry Heyman, Jean Holland, Lila Kaplan, Max B. Lehman, Shelley Lulkin, David Locks, Goldie Moskowitz, Bina Oberlander, Francis F. Pollack, Harold S. Riedel, Franklin Riffus, Blanche Hirschman Robachek, Minnie Ross, Alfred F. Sangerman, Adolf Schallman, Rachel Schipper, Jack Spear, Fanny Spitzer, Fred Teschner, Max Volk, Ethel Edwards Whitney, Benjamin Zedek, and in recent days, Joyce Weiner and Reuben Louie. Is there anyone else who anyone is thinking about or remembering this evening? Thank you. On page 598, we rise together. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, bi'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'gala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmam Rab li'olam lomei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudusha brichu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush b'chata v'nechamata. Da'amiran v'yalma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to all of us, to all who mourn, to all Israel and all the world, as together we say, amen. You can be seated. Let's close with Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, imru, amen. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Shabbat shalom.